Alright, Himeko Nova's kit might be even crazier than we expected. At first, she looks like an ordinary fire DPS. But once you dig deeper, she's also a team buffer, an action enabler, and a character that can completely ignore enemy weaknesses. Oh, and she literally pilots a giant mech during her ultimate. The most interesting part is her unique companion system, which could completely change how Astral Express teams are built moving forward. So today we are breaking down Himeko Nova's full kit, her base teammates, and whether she has the potential to become one of the strongest characters in version 4.4. But before that, please hit the like and subscribe button. Now if you have done that, let's get this video started. Alright, let's break down Himeko Nova's full kit. Starting with her base stats, she has around 1000 HP, 485 defense, 5% crit rate, 50% crit damage, 98 speed, and her ultimate costs 140 energy. For her basic attack, she only deals fire damage equal to 100% of her attack to a single enemy. Moving on to her skill, after using it, Himeko Nova gains Navigator's Semaphore for 3 turns, with the duration decreasing by 1 at the start of each of her turns. While this effect is active, she immediately restores all assist skill charges. On top of that, all allies deals 30% more damage, and at the start of every turn, she gains 1 additional assist skill charge. Just from her skill alone, it's pretty clear that she's functioning more like a support than traditional main DPS, since she's boosting the entire team's damage output. Now let's talk about her ultimate. When activated, she immediately pilots a Star Blazer. This is obviously her giant robot. While inside it, she can either fire Hyper Particle Beam 6 times, or spend Source Energy to unleash Orbital Annihilation Pulse. Once all Hyper Particle Beams are consumed, she automatically fires Orbital Annihilation Pulse, and then follows up with a final attack that hits 3 times, with each hit dealing fire damage equal to 100% of Himeko Nova's attack to a single enemy. If either of the two abilities defeats all enemies on the field, or if enemy HP can no longer be reduced, the final attack triggers immediately. So what does the Hyperparticle Beam do? It deals fire damage equal to 30% of Himeko Nova's attack to all enemies, and generate 1 source energy. She can hold up to 3 source energy at a time. The Orbital Annihilation Pulse consumes 1 source energy, and deals fire damage equal to 20% of her attack to all enemies. If she has 1 or more source energy available, each point consumed also triggers additional hit, dealing fire damage equal to 40%. Next up is her talent. Whenever Himeko Nova enters the field, she immediately deploys a territory, and Star Blazer appears on the battlefield, granting all allies access to an assist skill. Using assist skill counts as using a regular skill. Every time an ally uses one, it consumes a charge. And while this territory is active, Himeko Nova gains 20% all-type res pen and 50% crit damage. Her attacks can ignore enemy weakness types when reducing toughness, and when weakness break is triggered, of course it always applies the fire weakness break effect. So yes, this is another character that basically does not care about enemy weaknesses, similar to how Firefly could implant fire weakness, or how Final ignores weakness requirements. Himeko Nova can simply break enemies regardless of their weakness type. Now let's talk about Trailblazer companions, because this is extremely important. The companion characters are Trailblazer, Himeko Nova, March 7th, Evernight, Danheng, Imbibitor Lune, Permancer Terrae, Wealth, Sunday, and of course the OG Himeko. These are the characters that can fully interact with her companion system. The assist skill is considered as additional ability granted to all allies, and using it consumes their current action. Right now it looks like team building will revolve around characters like Sunday, Wealth, Remembrance Trailblazer, or Permancer Terrae, depending on whether you want a hyper carry setup or more balanced composition. Now let's talk about her technique. When she's in the team, your maximum technique points increase by 3. Using the technique places her into a creep state for 30 seconds and consumes 2 technique points. She immediately attacks all nearby enemies, and when combat begins, her skill is automatically activated at the start of every wave. Against normal enemies, she can instantly defeat them without even entering the battle. If no enemies are hit, no technique points are consumed. Honestly, it's a nice exploration tool, but it's probably not the part of her kit most players are going to care about. Now let's move on to her enhanced basic attack. The first one is called Trailblazer by your side. It deals 200% of Himeko attack to all enemies, and then 3 additional hits worth 30% each to a single target. Note that this will happen and can be used only when the ally turn starts, but when Himeko Nova herself uses it at the start of her turn, it instead deals fire damage equal to 250% of her attack to all enemies. This seems to be tied directly to companion system because when Trailblazer companion characters use it, Himeko gains either Protocol Verdict or Protocol Decimation. Verdict can stack up to 2 times, the other 2 enhanced basic revolve around these protocols. For Protocol Verdict increases crit damage by 100% when she deals ultimate damage. After Himeko's teammates actively use 2 ultimates, she automatically launches a free assist skill tag and generates 4 energy for herself. While Protocol Decimation increases all allies crit damage by 80% and additionally increases all allies skill crit damage by 80%. For one enemy hit by ally, Himeko gains 1 charge. If it reaches 9 stacks, she consumes all of them and freely launch assist skill against the enemy at no cost. Now let's take a look at her traces. The first one, while it's HIMEKO NOVA's turn, assist skills can be used without consuming charges. More importantly, whenever Trailblazer companion other than HIMEKO NOVA actively use assist skill, that character immediately gains extra turn, where they can use their ultimate. Extra turns generated this way cannot repeatedly trigger this effect. This choice is incredibly strong because it gives your companion units more actions and more opportunities to use ultimates. Her second major trace is, when she uses her ultimate, she immediately gains 3 source energy. If Orbital Annihilation Pulse is used while she has at least 3 source energy, its multiplier against random enemies increased by another 40%. Honestly, her kit is massive, there's a lot going on, and the team-wide damage amplification alone is already impressive. Now let's move on to her eidolons. Her E1 increases assist skill charges by 1. While she is in Protocol Verdict state, the number of ultimates needed to trigger the free assist skill is reduced by 1. For Protocol Decimation, the requirement is reduced by 3. Whenever Himeko attacks through an assist skill, it also triggers additional damage effects. Her E2 increases assist skill charges by 2 and boosts assist skill damage by 24%. It also restores 2 assist skill charges even when you are not running Trailblazer companion characters. That means other teammates can still gain extra turns, although it does not specifically mention additional ultimate usage. Then we have E4. When using assist skills from her talent, the respan effect now applies to all allies as well. HIMEKO NOVA also gains additional 10% all-tap respan, so her personal respan reached 30% while the entire team gains around 20%. Finally, her E6. Her fire respan increases by another 20%, bringing her total up to 50%. Her maximum source energy increases from 3 to 6. Whenever ally uses assist skill, Himeko gains 1 source energy. When firing hyperparticle beams during her ultimate, she gains another source energy as well. And if she uses Orbital Annihilation Pulse while holding 6 or more source energy, it additionally deals fire damage equal to 120% of her attack to all enemies. Now let's talk about her signature light code. It's going to increase her attack by 40%. If you are using Trailblazer companion characters, attacks ignore 20% of enemy defense. On top of that, she gains another 20% skill damage and 60% all damage. This light cone is incredibly powerful, but is also extremely niche. It's basically designed exclusively for HIMEKO NOVA and won't be particularly useful on other characters. Now when it comes to some character that has good synergy with her, it's actually clear, right? They are none other than the Astral Express members. This can be any variant of Trailblazers, any variant of Danheng, any variants of March, and of course, Welt, Sunday, and the OG Himeko. So maybe you could form a team that consists of Sunday as the buffer, Welt as the debuffer, and of course the only sustain here is Permancer. I guess Preservation March is no longer a solid sustain, though she could still work. But when reading her kit and screening it all over again, it turned out that her passive only needs 1 other Astral Express member. So technically you don't have to form a full team with all Astral Express members in it. The description never said this excluded HIMEKO NOVA herself, right? So yeah, just by bringing 1 member of Astral Express is enough already. And the case will be the same to activate her signature light code. So technically you could form a team with Permancer as the sustain to activate HIMEKO NOVA's synergy, and then the rest is up to you. You can use Merchant's Blade as the debuffer because he is known to be the most broken unit up until now. Just a reminder, Permancer and Merchant's has anti-synergy here, so in case you want to use M-Blade, then you could use Hyacinth as the sustain instead. And then complete the team with the buffer like Sunday. If you don't own Merchant's Blade, I think what could be better, especially at E4 where he will decrease the enemy's all-type resistance by 30%, which HIMEKO NOVA really appreciates. The point is, HIMEKO NOVA is just not your ordinary main push unit. The fact that she is a very dependable DPS that might only need 2 costs to function. That's either her E1S0 team with RMC, Welt and Permancer, E0S1 with the same member, or E0S0 plus Sunday. I hope she won't get nerfed in Free 3 and let's together pray for her. So that's the full breakdown of HIMEKO Nova's kit. And honestly, my overall impression is very positive. She looks fantastic. If you are looking to invest in a fire DPS or a powerful fire-focused team, she's definitely a character worth considering. With Sunday also receiving a Nova Flare upgrade, Himeko likely gain even more support options moving forward, but that's just my opinion. So are you planning to pull for Himeko Nova or skip her? If you find this video helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notification as well so you won't be missing out on any of my style content. I will see you guys on my next one. Bye bye!